In the last part of the series on 529 college savings plans, we'll talk about what to do with leftover money in a 529. And again, this is different from prepaid tuition plans. As mentioned in part 1 of this series, a 529 plan isn't as flexible as a taxable brokerage account, but it can still be a great tool if started early because it can save on taxes. If you overfund a 529 plan or end up not needing it, here are some options to consider to avoid the penalty. First, is it a possibility that the beneficiary will ever return to school for a graduate degree? Or they could enroll in a certificate program to complement the degree they have or change careers. Funds in a 529 plan aren't just for the pursuit of a degree. They can be used to enhance your career as long as the institution is eligible. If that's not an option, the beneficiary can be changed to a younger sibling or another member of the family. Even if the sibling doesn't plan to attend college, 529 plans can also be used for some trade schools. And in some states, K-12 tuition up to a limit is also covered. Another option is to save the funds for future family members, like expected grandchildren. To take it a step further, you might like the idea of building a generational education funding strategy for your family. Some families who want to promote college education want to take the cost burden off of future generations. This is a more advanced strategy, and you'll want to work with a financial planner if you like this idea. Or another option is to take a fun class at a local community college. Some couples looking for a fun date night may take a wine class or an art class. You could also take a piano class or learn a new language. The next option is that you may be able to transfer up to a lifetime maximum of $35,000 to a Roth IRA. This is a brand new strategy that became effective in 2024. On the surface, it seems like a great idea, but there are a lot of rules to follow, and so it may not be as helpful in practice. It will depend on your situation. I'll briefly go over this strategy because it's so popular. To qualify for a rollover from a 529 plan to a Roth IRA, the 529 plan must be maintained for 15 years or longer, and the funds you want to transfer must be in the account for more than 5 years. Since this is so new, we aren't sure if a change in beneficiary will restart the 15-year clock. We're waiting for the IRS to provide more details on this. Also, the rollover must be a direct transfer from the 529 plan to the Roth IRA. It cannot touch your bank account in between. On top of this, annual Roth contribution limits still apply. This is a big one. In 2024 tax numbers, the annual contribution limit is $7,000. And note, this rollover is not in addition to the other contributions. All contributions plus this rollover cannot exceed the annual contribution limit. Also, the Roth IRA must be in the name of the beneficiary of the 529, and that beneficiary must have earned income or compensation. One nice thing is that the Roth IRA income limits do not apply to this rollover. And the last option to consider is that it might make sense to distribute the funds as non-qualified, especially if you have a small balance left. You'll pay a 10% penalty and ordinary income tax on the growth portion, but the contributions won't be penalized. If there's a small balance, or if the growth isn't much, this may be insignificant. And there you have it. If you enjoyed this series on 529s, please subscribe to my channel.